February 23rd, 2019. It's been a hell of a week. Got diagnosed with pneumonia on Monday. Got some steroid and antibiotic shots, and then started oral treatment with Medroid, as well as the Z-Pack, and then my normal breathing treatments 2 to 3 times a day. And so I'm finally just about out of the bloody dark here on Saturday. So been a rough week. Top it off, had a situation come up with work where an insurance company is basically bullying me into doing something that is not in the best interest of my client. And that's the first time it's happened to me in 22 years. And I can't go into great details because of attorney-client confidentiality and all that other bullshit, but it's a situation that has caused me a great level of frustration. But despite this, I forced myself to go to the gym on Wednesday and did light cardio, and then all my explosive rotational movements as well as medicine ball stuff. And then on Thursday I went in and squatted very light and deadlifted very light. And then yesterday I did a light upper body workout focusing on chest and back. So today I don't really know what I'm going to be capable of doing, but I will play it by ear and see what happens. But I wanted to let everyone know, hot off the presses, the Steel Timber Sports kickoff meeting is going on right now, and Steel Europe is forcing us to forego the use of spray and wedge for the safety of their dock crews, not for the safety of their athletes. Apparently one of the dock crew slipped and tripped as a result of WD-40 being on the stage in Europe, and now the rest of the world can no longer use spray or wedge, and they want to just clean up the stage presentation for the TV, yada 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 yada, or so they're saying. The choice that's going to be levied to the various countries is going to be to use of an 18-inch cut with a starting cut, or a 16-inch log with no starting cut. And if I can make a recommendation to the other countries, please go with the starting cut, because the no starting cut on soft wood, small soft wood, will lead to an abundance of torn rotator cuffs in your athletes, and excessive use of woods at your qualifiers and your training, because it's just not a good thing. So a couple things pissed me off this week. It really grinds my gears, and the decision to forego the best interest of the athletes, which is counterintuitive to the manufacturer's recommendations of the saws, it makes the lawyer and me go ding, 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 ding. They're putting the athlete in a compromising situation, which is not in the best interest of anyone involved. So probably get some flack for that from some of the people higher up, but the truth is the truth, and the lawyer in me knows that that shouldn't happen in the United States, which has a much more liberal legal system than the remainder of the free world that competes in timber sports. But today I'm going to chop mainly softwood. I may cut a couple small hardwoods. I might do a single butt cut. My lungs are still recovering, so I don't have a lot of puff. I doubt that I will go full intensity on anything, and there will definitely not be any threshold pushers. So with that in mind, let's have fun. Log of the day is a 12-inch tulip poplar. A little different. Let's start out with the weak shit, move to the strong shit, and hopefully some shit happens and I can breathe along the way. But nothing too hard today. Yeah. Pleased with the weight that I was putting on the axe up in the tree, so we'll build from that. I'll take that tree down here probably, if the wife comes out with me tomorrow, put a fresh tree up and get the climbing. It's going to be my first single cut of the season, and the reason why I've delayed this is because sawing is extremely difficult on the shoulders, and I had my left shoulder rebuilt last year. I got a bionic one, so I want to make sure that I'm healthy, I'm strong before I go into the season, and so I purposely delayed the start. And what I'm going to work on are very mechanical things. I want to try and make my stroke as straight as possible. We'll see what happens. From that last cut, first 2 or 3 strokes were great, the last 2 or 3 strokes were great, but after that, because I've lost a good 9-10 inches off my waist, I am pulling the saw around me. Now I need to bring that left foot forward, probably the right foot forward, the back foot. I need to bring the back foot forward so that I'm not bringing the saw around me, or wrapping as we call it. So I'm going to come back and single back again later. Is a 45-inch in circumference, so it's a big 14-inch tulip poplar. I think it's good wood, but I'm using a training axe, and so 17 degrees, thick edge on it. Who knows? Next log I got on the agenda is an 11-inch white oak. So I'm using my thickest trainer. This could take a while. So goal is just to stay under the axe and keep my arms extended. Single buck, you know, having pneumonia this past week damn near killed me, but my lungs are slowly improving. But I'm going to bring that back foot forward, and hopefully this will straighten the stroke out a little bit. The percentage of good strokes on that one was higher than it was in the first cut. So again, what happened is in the middle of the log, I'm creeping that foot around trying to get a longer stroke in the belly of the log. And so I've got to make sure that I keep the saw close to me, which feels very uncomfortable at this stage because I'm sawing a lot closer to my body than I'm used to because my belly's not there. It's still there, but there's less of it. Bam. Volume low today, and just my lungs are still healing from all the steroids and freaking antibiotics I've taken over the course of the past 6 days. So hopefully tomorrow I might be up to up the intensity somewhat, but today I wanted to keep it low because I don't want to overdo it. I just wrapped up taking the antibiotics, and I just took my last Medroid treatment this morning. So probably get a breathing treatment when I get home, get some dinner, and get a good night's rest, and hopefully be able to hit it harder tomorrow, and then work my way back into good strength training, because I think now we're about 6 weeks out from leaving for Sydney, and I'm about 2 weeks out from going on a Disney cruise, and with my daughters. This will more than likely be my last family vacation with my girls, because they're 21 and 18, and they got their own lives to go around with. But we'll see what happens. But my intention for the Disney cruise is to work out 2 or 3 times a day and eat nonstop. So I'll probably come off the darn boat looking like a tick, swollen from about every angle you can find. But tonight, relax. Tomorrow, hit it a little harder, see what happens, what I've got in the tank. Probably will not cut very many big logs until next weekend. I've got some people coming down, Rainer Shooter's coming. I believe John Drossard and Amber Ald are coming up. So we will have a full house. George Williams is even thinking about coming down, but I'm just not sure if he's coming yet. So we'll probably do a wood run to get me about 20 or 25 more hardwood logs, and go get some pines, and then we'll have a fun time over the weekend. Let's have a good one.